With everything going on in the world right now, it's nice to chill out and get a little wrench time. I don't have to tell you guys this, but right now, life is very different. I think no matter where you are in the world right now, things are different. Life has changed. The way you go about your day-to-day business has been altered. Hopefully, you guys are finding a little bit of normalcy, a little bit of routine, and a little bit of peace and comfort, and you're staying healthy and happy. That is my solemn hope for everybody. I truly hope that. It's been a long time, and honestly, it's been a long time for a lot of different reasons. Some of it is just because of what's been going on in the world. Some of it has just been other delays. Some of it has been I've been working. Here in Germany, there is a national law that you cannot gather in groups of more than 2 people. Very serious, very locked down. You can't be out and about. If you get caught out driving, you could be pulled over and fined just for being out if you're not doing something life critical. So that said, there's not a lot of out and about. However, I have been working more than ever since all of this began. I work in the IT field, and right now with everybody working at home, doing school at home, depending more and more on computers and internet and connectivity, I've been working. I've been working hard, man. We're at a period right now where I can just take a break. Things are kind of cruising along and everything's pretty good right now. So we're going to take a break and we're going to work on the Stagia. I almost said RBC. Oh my gosh, I wish. I have a cool upgrade to do today and I'm super stoked. Let me show you a little teaser of some of the parts. Woo! Oh yeah. Before we talk about that, let's talk about some other things. So to catch you kind of up, I did get the split fire coils in. I have installed them and my gosh, guys, it's not even the same carb, man. I was getting somewhere around like 85 kilometers to a tank, and now I'm getting that per quarter tank. It's amazing. I don't know the exact, but I'm getting way better gas. Everything's running better. The car is boosting hard. It's really running super, super well, except for the suspension, and as I've talked about before, the brakes. Both of those things are going to be fixed. One today, one very soon. I got the original gauge cluster from SW Performance, tried to reinstall the old one, and that thing is totally smoked. It doesn't work at all. On the back here, it's actually pretty jacked up. So that's trash, and that kind of sucks. But in the process, I found some other things that were still in the car, other wiring that didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything. So all of that's been pulled out. You can also see here, I have acquired a handbrake. Right now the car has a foot brake. This is from an R33 Skyline. Eventually we'll install that. I also have a full set of pedals on this way from an R33. So those should be here soon. We're a long ways away from doing our 5-speed conversion, but we're really getting all the pieces and parts when I can find amazing deals on that stuff. All of this stuff is also from an R33. I believe it's from a GTST. It's also from an R32 GTR. With the R33, it had original R32 GTR brakes. It also had some Brembos. I've looked at both options. Essentially, this was the better option, all things considered. I've also got the slotted and drilled rotors for front and back. Again, R33, and some GK Tech brake lines. These are made for, I think it's like an S14 with a GTR brake kit conversion. This should work just fine. Looking at these, kind of just initial inspection, basically the same as the Z. Just super cool, super awesome. And another part, guys, I'm trying to figure out exactly what suspension I wanted to get. I eventually ordered the Nismo S-Tune suspension, shocks and springs. Last shipped on the 19th of March. It's now the beginning of April. I expect them any day. But that said, it could still be a while. Let me talk about these brakes. So back in the day, I used to talk to Tom, and he talked to me about how he had a lot of shipping delays in like custom import arts, and I didn't fully grasp it until I started buying stuff here in Germany. And guys, holy crap. I bought these freaking rotors from a company that said they were in Germany. Turns out they were in the UK. They shipped from the UK to Germany. I never got them delivered. They never came to the house. I had to track them down. I finally find out that they're sitting in some shipping warehouse somewhere. I drive to the warehouse and they were actually just loading them back on a truck to ship back to the UK. It was pretty ridiculous, man. But let me talk about these freaking calipers. I bought these calipers from a place in California. They ended up shipping here to Germany, arrived in Frankfurt, about 20 minutes drive drive from here. That took a few weeks. Went from Frankfurt to some customs importation place like 2 hours south. Sat there for a week, then came back up here, and then were just marked as delivered. Trying to figure out where they've been delivered to. They haven't been delivered to the house. Come to find out, they were delivered to the customs office. So I go to the customs office and they say, oh, we can't give you these things until you get an official letter saying that they're here. I said, okay, well, when do I get that letter? And they said, oh, it could be a couple weeks. 2 weeks later, I get a letter from the customs office saying the stuff is at the customs office. So I go there with some other paperwork that I had to get processed, duties and importations and all this other crap, get there, and bam, there's the package. It took a month and a half. This is crazy, dude. But whatever, they're here now. We're gonna start with the rears because I think those are gonna be the easiest. The fronts, they should be no problem. Everything I've read, they're gonna fit on the 16-inch wheels. All the hardware is down here cleaned up and spiffied. Without any further ado, let's go outside and let's start getting it done. So a couple weird things in an attempt to get people to make sure that they don't gather and be in groups bigger than 2. Weird stuff like this. Any public area is closed off. And of course, because, you know, children are most susceptible to not do the right thing, this whole playground is taped off, all to prevent people from gathering together and being in groups larger than 2. It's like that everywhere you go, no matter where you go. She's looking good. Looking really good. She's so dirty. I really got to clean her up. Check this out. Another thing that I was able to install in the meantime. Oh yeah, new hood struts off of a Nissan 95 to 99 Nissan Maxima. Split fire coils, everything else, nothing too special. Another project for another time. I'll tell you what, this front end is really growing on me. I really wish it wasn't cut right here like it is. They could have installed the intercooler a little bit better and not having to do that, but yeah. All right, let me get a couple more of my tools together and some of the other things out here and let's get going. Easy peasy, man. Everything is off. This dust shield here, I think I have to trim it. In the meantime, I'm gonna pull the caliper off. I'm not gonna break the brake line just yet. I just wanna pull the caliper off. I'm gonna test fit everything first and then put the wheel back on and make sure that we're good to go. Everything is removed now and yeah, just looking at these two. This thing is way bigger, so this is definitely gonna have to be trimmed. And if you remember last time I talked about how it was getting hot, the entire wheel was getting hot, it's still been happening. After just a couple minutes of driving, it starts to get really squealy, getting really hot. I tried already once to just make sure it wasn't this. I loosened the e-brake all the way to ensure that that wasn't what was seizing up, and it was definitely the caliper. I did some more research. I tried even greasing these slides because it's a 2-piece caliper, and I don't know if it was just not moving or floating correctly, but long story short, it's just time to do it, man. And like I said, this car needs more stopping power anyway. I'm gonna trim this. That's gonna be dirty and loud and gross, and I'm not looking forward to that. But check this out, man. I think I mentioned this before. Oh yeah, that old logo goodness, but like I said, all of it's just spanked. It's garbage. We can't get our hands on the old logo stuff, but the entire suspension system I do have coming is all the new logo S-Tune stuff. Got all my safety equipment, glasses, noise canceling headphones. It's really important when you're grinding. Had to run power all the way from my apartment up there because the only place I have an inverter, because it's a 110 and there's only 220 hookups on the outside of the building. So, okay, here we go, let's grind. All right, easy peasy, man. Now, let's put on the new rotor and see how it fits. Oh yeah. That's freaking sweet. Make sure it's not touching anything. We got all the clearance. Okay, now caliper test fit right like that. It clears just right. Bolted in. Oh yeah. Oh dude. That's freaking sweet. Okay, everything's pretty test fit. Now, just to double check the wheel. Oh yeah, no problem. It has all the clearance. Oh, and it looks freaking epic. All right, man. Thank you, internet, for information, research, and people that have come before me, because that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. I'm gonna finalize this side, get everything buttoned up, get this wheel on. Yeah, I think it's time to break for some lunch. Definitely eat some chips. I know what you're thinking. I could hear you as I was eating lunch, man. I know exactly what you're thinking. This is not how BC do. This is not very cash money. You're not painting stuff. Things are dirty. The calipers are au naturel. There's a good reason for all that. But before I get ahead of myself, let me show you what I've done and where we're at now. The cut edge here, I did go ahead and paint it with some Rust-Oleum black. I did just a rough, clean job. The calipers are not going to be powder coated right now because I want to do a theme color. I've decided on the ultimate color of the car and the ultimate theme color. However, there's a lot of pieces and parts that need that theme color and we're not quite there yet. It'll come in time. Right now, it's about function. That's not normally how I do it. Normally, I get the beauty part done while I'm doing the function part. In this case, we're just gonna go with function first. There's so many unknowns, so many variables, so many things that I'm still learning about this that I'm not confident in spending a bunch of money for something that could just fall right on its face. But brake line is installed. Everything's bled. My son X was just out here and we're good to go. So this side is completely done, as is this side. Now it's just a matter of getting the wheel back on and fitting everything back together. I'm gonna take a break, man. It's been a long time. I forgot how intense it can be working out in the sun. Either way, this just shows you could still be a driveway mechanic. It's not that hard. It looks sweet. It looks freaking cool. Oh yeah, freaking dope. Fits perfect, fills it out nice and well. Just gonna look awesome. Last we'll see of the fronts. Oh man, it's not too late in the day. I'm not exactly even sure what time it is, but I'll tell you what, this sun's taking a lot out of me. I think now is a good time to chill out, go inside, have some good quarantine time with my kids, play a little video games, and get back at it in the nice cool morning. Good morning, it's the next day and I am back at it again. And I've already taken the liberty to get the car off the ground. You can see everything's already ready to go. And in fact, on this side, I've already removed all the things. We're already making progress this morning. I want to introduce you to another member of the BC family. This Honda Jazz, not a Fit. The European version is known as the Jazz. Will be my full-time daily here soon. Not sure what I'm gonna do with the BMW. I was actually given this car for free. The only problem it had was it's got a check engine light, which is easy. It's an O2 sensor problem that I just need to replace. And the wiper transmission was broken, so the windshield wipers didn't work at all. Order a new wiper transmission, and I'll tell you what, this little Honda Jazz is actually the hero of the day, and I'll tell you why in just a second. One thing about the front that's very different from the back, everything still bolts up just the same. The caliper bolts up to the holes the same. The only difference is the actual hardware. Which one do you think is the GTR? This beefy dude or this one right here? It's actually the smaller one. This big beefy joker is the Stages bolt, and if you look at the two side by side, that's quite the difference. If I measure it out on a caliper, this one it's about 14 millimeters, and you could see that one's probably closer to 12. This hole right here is 14 millimeters. Obviously the GTR, that is 12 millimeters. Using the bigger bolt is out of the option. We need to use the smaller bolt. You got to be able to pick up the slack that is going to be in that bolt hole. Remember how I said the Honda Jazz is the hero of the day? Here is a piece of the old wiper transmission, which is right there, that doesn't work. It was broken. Check this out. It perfectly fits, man. It is 14 millimeter. And the best part is, oh yeah, it's 12 millimeter on the inside. Yeah, that's right, man. We are gonna hack up some of this old wiper transmission, make the right tubing sleeves to insert into here, and that will pick up all of our slack to insert our brakes. I'm gonna get on that, and once I get it all fit and put together, test fit the caliper, then we'll stick the wheel on and see how it fits. So Lily's out here.
Don't show me.
It's like good old times, man. Like she's out here helping, hanging out, helping.
Hey.
She's 16 now, so she's actually being helpful. I made those things. Once I finished making them, they wouldn't fit back in the holes. I think the heat just, she had some science.
Stop showing me.
Some science that said like maybe they heated up and so they expanded. So we put them in the freezer, let them contract a little bit. But in the meantime, I just kind of mocked everything up. Check it out, man. Look at this freaking clearance. Bruh. The good news is, with all this fitting the way it does, once we eventually upgrade to an 18-inch wheel, which that's going to happen, like some R34 GTR wheels will eventually be on this car. That means that we could actually go ahead and install the same big brake kit that we have on the RBZ. The Z1 13.1-inch brake kit would be freaking incredibly awesome. This just clears. The parts are still freezing. We're gonna wait a little bit longer for that. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble the other side. Lily's gonna help me out, and yeah, we're just gonna get it done. Man, it got hot out here quick, but we're at a good place, man. This side, as you know, is already done. This side is done as well. Brake line is already ran. Nothing has been bled yet. Still got to do that. The brake line, it's good. We've tested it, turned back and forth. Everything checks out. I need to find a way to kind of secure this to be like a pivot point for it. Right now, it's time to eat some lunch, get out of the heat, drink some water, and then wrap it up, man. Just got back from a drive, man. The brakes are fully bedded in, and holy crap, they feel really good. They feel freaking awesome, man. This car goes from 100 kilometers to 0 like super quick, super awesome. Definitely not the way it was before. It seemed like the car was struggling to stop. Now it definitely wants to stop, and it wants to go, bro. Like, one thing I've noticed, cruising speed and especially downhill coasting, you can feel that there's no more drag on the car like there was before. So I'm even more confident that rear brake caliper was binding up and was staying compressed. Lots of winning all around. I even helped out a couple of my neighbors, man. One neighbor troubleshoot a BMW and found a coolant leak. I helped another neighbor swap out his winter tires for his summer tires. That was really cool, awesome. I love helping people, man. I'm gonna show you around the car, and then we are going to call it a day, man. Wheels back on, like that fitment, bro. Oh, rears even better because they're freaking huge now. I talked before about the cosmetics, man. I've got plans for the cosmetic. I got plans for the final color of the car, the accent color, all those things. There's some body mods I want to do. I know this is like all the hotness in Japan. I'm not a big fan of this kit. I actually wish I had the original 260 RS or the Autech kit. I think it looks really good. I got some kooky lights coming, which is going to be freaking awesome. Really freshen up the look. I found somebody in Australia who's actually partying out one of these. It's also in white. He is selling me this interior trim piece that we're missing, which is freaking awesome. I'm also talking to him about the rear wing here coming along. Eventually, we're gonna get to some of the other cosmetic things. Because of my situation, some of this is gonna have to be piecemeal together. First thing I need to fix is the brakes, then I need to fix the suspension, then we're gonna start looking at power, but I want to get to that 5-speed probably sooner than later. I'm probably gonna do a 5-speed swap before I start looking at a bigger turbo or things like that. Because of the COVID thing, I cannot travel out of the country of Germany. Borders are restricted. I cannot go visit Tom at Custom Import Arts. So the Custom Import Arts sponsorship of the Link ECU is temporarily on hold. I can't travel across the border to go see him if I wanted to. It's against the law. Hopefully the suspension comes in. I was hoping to get my letter today to go to customs, but I didn't get it, so we'll see. That was almost a month ago, so we'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to another TueZday Garage. Guys, stay safe, stay clean, stay healthy, stay 6 feet away from other people. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Reach out to people that may be alone in this time. Give them a phone call. Don't send them a text. Don't send them an Instagram. Call them on the phone. Make sure they're doing all right. Make sure you can hear it in their voice. Be good. Be good to each other. Be good to your families. And I'll see you later. Ciao a tutti and aloha. Bye-bye.